The following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2.
Hello everyone and welcome to our first streamed match of the MRE UNO D2 June Gelato. I'm your D2 Commissioner G-Man, and tonight we have a good match here between someone who's returning after having to miss the April Airwave and someone who's kind of on the rise here. So it'll be Daniel Voyles versus Goldie in a 4-5 matchup in the AMARENA region. The good one we have for you tonight, we don't quite have the bracket right now, but that will be coming later on as we go through the stream games. Bit chaotic all over the place. Again, we apologize, but that should be around for the next stream game that we have. Since we don't quite have that, we're just going to jump into the stream overlay to talk about this match a little bit. I mean, for Voyles here, it's really just a return match here. He was a 1 seed in the February Flurry, and he was definitely someone who was scouted as someone who could be a potential favorite to win the whole thing early on. Didn't quite have the run he was hoping for, went out in the round of 16, and had to miss April Airwave due to understandable reasons. But they're back in the June Gelato here, looking for a big one here to keep their season going and making sure that they can make up for the miss of Tournament 2. And then for Goldie, kind of got stuck in the mud a bit in the February Flurry, but got off their feet in April with a victory, only to lose to Tapir in the round of 16. They got a win in the play-in as well, so they are here right now looking for another win against a formidable opponent. I am joined by Yoshi, who will be our acting ref, and my co-commentator for tonight. I mean, Yoshi, when it comes to this matchup, I think this is one of the more interesting splits we'll see in this entire tournament. What do you make of this, both with Voyles' return game as well as Goldie being on a bit of a run here right now?
Yeah, I think Voyles is, I think for him, just as long as he's still familiar with the game and everything, he didn't forget any simple stuff like just how to join and stuff. I think he'll be back to where he was in T1. You know, losing to Tapir is nothing to. His loss was against Tapir, which is not a loss to be upset about. So I think he could definitely come back with a solid run. What he's looking for here is to make sure that he gets rid of the rust of not being in a match for quite some time. And so I think if he gets that rust off early, I think he could definitely get back into his groove for sure. And I feel like given that he's only got one win right now, I definitely would need this one to at least be considered in the LCQ, and then potentially go further than that. This is his first stepping stone, I think, for Goldie, yeah, did well to defeat Meister, who has like a slow pace, which you don't usually see, and she was able to take care of it with almost relative ease. It was hard to really tell, but I think Goldie did get some lucky hands in that game, if I had to guess. But as far as everything else, I think Goldie definitely has a lot to prove. With has some decent wins, but of course would like to get some more to maybe be considered just moving on without even need to worry about LCQ. I think she definitely would need more than 2 wins to get there. So I think this winning against Voyles would definitely be a good statement. And yeah, just since she has more experience at the moment, she just gotta stay composed and make sure she doesn't lose track of the journey ahead.
Yeah, definitely. You bring up a few good points here. One of which being that Voyles lost to Tapir as well. Both these players have lost to Tapir, who isn't in this tournament since he got moved up to D1. But this is going to be a battle between two people whose runs got cut off by Tapir here, so we'll see how both these players could do. Both of them could show something here that they might not have been able to show when they had the run to Tapir. But you also mentioned the LCQ. This is going to be a big talking point, not just for a few matches this round, but also especially when we go into Tournament 4. That's going to be the last regular season tournament, and the minimum to make the LCQ at least is 2 victories. And I think for some players, they're absolutely going to need it because I think some players are in a really tough spot to get an at-large bid unless they win the tournament, of course. But it's going to be an interesting talking point that we're going to have to look over in tournament 4. But there's a few talking points here since Voyles does need at least one more win to at least lock up that spot if he does not get an at-large bid for the D2 championship. Another point to mention also. I think for Goldie here, Goldie was able to win the sweep 3-0. You did mention some potential lucky hands. I mean, I feel like as of late there is a bit of a emphasis more on the luck aspect of this game, which could be a double-edged sword on both sides here. We'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully we get some balanced hands, but we can't rule out the possibility where someone could just get foiled on what they draw. But another point I like to mention, we have had a lot of crazy upsets, not just in D2 this tournament, the June Gelato, but just Tournament 3 in general, D1 and D2. The 1 seeds are currently 0-7 in the round of 32, which is absolutely insane. We have lost Stefan as of last night, who lost in a pretty much last card 3-2 loss. So Stefan's out. Hockey was taken out, and then Myhill was also swept. And Myhill was the April Airwave finalist. So Background's the only one seed that remains. I'd say for both these players, this is a big opportunity because the winner of this is going to go on to face Ryan Reed in the round of 16. A victory there puts them in the regional finals, which both are looking for their first. So that could be a huge opportunity here for both these players if they're looking for the tournament victory. So this could be a very crucial game here tonight. With that said, I think we're ready to get things started here. We have both our players in the VC. I'm not sure if they're going to make comments via voice or through text, but if either player wants to make a quick comment before the game starts, they can feel free to do so. Otherwise, we'll get things started here. I think both of them are going to type, which is fine. I do see Goldie is typing something up here. Yeah, just wishing Daniel best of luck and looking forward to see what I can do today. Fair enough. I'm not sure if Voyles is going to say anything or if he's just locked in to get things going. Okay, he's going to say something, but yeah. Once we get this message, I think we'll be ready to get things started here and get the proceedings underway. This is the first stream game of the June Gelato. We had our play-in round, which, while there were some pretty significant upsets, it wasn't anything too crazy here. This round of 32 has brought a little bit more of the chaos that I guess we were expecting, but also kind of making up for the play-in, but we'll have to see how that goes here. This is a 4-5, so not really an upset no matter who wins this, but it's going to be one you have to keep an eye out for, as Voyles just keeps typing up his pre-game comment. Goldie's a great player to face in this round. I know that both of us don't want to go below 500, but that's the nature of this game. Alright, fair enough. With that said, I think we're ready to get started. Yoshi, as the referee, will get the proceedings underway. So Voyles has the Game 1 call here. So with that said, Yoshi, take it away to see what we're starting on.
Yeah, Voyles, we're going to pick for Game 1, and the range is 5 to 15, in case you forgot. Best of 5, and there's no power plays. And if you do win this round, power plays will become a thing, which is new.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, but we'll see how many cards Voyles starts on here.
Yes.
Can be anything between 5 and 15. Taking a bit to figure out what he wants to start on here. I think we are getting an answer. Okay, just gonna start with the good old-fashioned 7. Doesn't want to do anything too crazy here.
Yeah, probably a good way to get back to competing here. Go simple and OG.
Right. Voyles is going to start up, and then we will be underway here with game number 1. There we go. green reverse to start things off. We have seen a lot of special card starts just of late, so that streak's going to keep continuing.
Yeah, for sure. And if you see Voyles, you know, I think he's more of a medium pace player who looks at his hand, makes sure that thinks about the move, and then plays it. And from the looks of it, he might not have any greens to start.
Bit of a rough start here for Voyle. Both roughs for both. Green went very dry on that initial draw. Oh man. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. This might be a very early draw city, but Voyles, either of these players could have got something on this first draw. Voyles gets a +2. We'll see if he switches out of it, or maybe they had the +2 and needed a number. Yeah, I think that could have been it, possibly. Goldie does a green +2, which they do not have, but they play the green 1.
Just the green 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. So they both might have just drawn the greens there, the green numbers.
Yeah, definitely. But that gives Voyles a bit of a separation. Goldie has a little more than they were showing off also there. So although that could have been for the +2.
+2. I just thought about that.
Voyles still drawing though. Goldie.
Okay.
That +2 seemed to have helped Goldie a little bit, but
maybe
Voyles,
every draw has been green so far.
Yeah, Voyles not able to quite find anything right now. We are getting a few different numbers here, so the possibility of a switch gets higher.
Yeah, Voyles. I mean, okay, green reverse.
Do we get something to get out of? Do we get something to get out of green, or do we have another draw here?
I mean, you would think he draws just because, just because at the beginning of the game it was the green reverse. Wow. Okay, so yeah, Goldie actually did have more than she let on.
Bit of a pre-game hold there. Goldie liking the green, it seems. Voyles wanting none of it though. Can't seem to find a way to get off it unless the 5 has something for him. He does. It does. Blue 5. Goldie with the double green 5. They want to stay green. That might not be good for Voyles unless they have the crossover to answer as well.
Yeah, wow, Goldie just really wants to keep it green and
they do.
Solid, but it doesn't.
Oh my god, so many crossovers happening all at once.
Okay, Goldie is playing fast too. It's not like I feel like I've seen this before, but like it's still kind of crazy. Like she's anticipating the moves a little bit. Kind of like
and Voyles does a bit of a slap there. So that's both green 5s and both blue 5s out of here. Voyles does not want to make this gap even further, but Goldie with a lot of 5s there as well was able to switch it back to green. I think they were thinking a draw to switch back to the blue, but good play there by Goldie. Unfortunately, gets thrown a +2 there for their troubles, but yeah. And Voyles doesn't have a lot on blue either. A bit of a spread here in terms of what he has, and Goldie's got nothing either.
They both run out at the same time. It has been a very interesting game so far. Goldie trying some interesting strats, and I think like it kind of is working. But once you keep switching, and then you finally don't stop switching, then the draws start coming in.
Yeah, I got a bit of a draw city going here. I mean, for Voyles, definitely looking for something to break it here, but wouldn't be a bad idea to have this go a little longer with the draw city, because seems like a bit of a spread so far on the cards, not a lot on both sides, so might be a good idea to just kind of lay this back a little bit, try to build up the decks, but
from that table check, they were both back at the beginning what they started with, but now they're going even higher with the draws.
Basically back at the beginning, but just swap the possession arrow pretty much. It's a bit of an interesting situation for both these players. So this draw city is going to keep going. We have just hit 430 here, so we're now kind of in the range where you're kind of ruling out the possibility of a good starting hand, and now we're just kind of getting into the situation. Okay. Try to get into the situation of what's it called? Trying to make those hands and trying to get those switches when you need it, but Got the mom call there. Hopefully that doesn't cause too much of an issue. But as we hit 5 minutes, Goldie plays the blue 9. We'll see if
Okay.
Voyles has anything with that.
Yeah, I mean they've drawn so much. I feel
Red
like this
9.
isn't gonna be a huge thing, but okay, it should definitely free both of them up here.
Right, red 7. I don't think we're probably not seeing blue for a while. I mean, maybe this could end up being two color here depending on what they drew because green was pretty weak at the start. So this
Yeah.
could be a battle between red and yellow here depending on what both these players drew.
Yeah, I could definitely see them getting a bunch of greens after now, so it's possible that they have 3 colors, but yeah, there's the 2-color strat, not as uncommon as you may think.
Yeah, I feel like we're running this red for a while. To be honest, I feel like there was a lot of cards on this that weren't played before, and maybe a few thrown on it with the draw city. So I could see red being ran for a while, and Voyles runs out. So Voyles in a weird spot right now. Goldie goes
Oh
back to
my
the blue.
goodness.
This is an interesting call. I think I know what they're looking for here, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, Goldie, yeah, I think what we've seen in the previous draws that
Okay.
she is willing to save
Yep.
some colors, save some of the cards up, even if she has the color. So
Yeah. Yeah. It goes back
it's working
to.
very well right now.
Yep. Went back to the blue to force a draw there and get the switch to yellow. So good play there. Voyles does have the skip to respond back. Will there be a switch here, or does he keep it yellow?
Yeah, I think he might need to look for a big run here to catch up to what Goldie's been able to do so far. And there is
Ooh,
the
throws
plus
plus 2.
to do that.
Voyles giving himself some breathing room here as throws another 2 down for Goldie. We'll see what they do with this.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's with
closes
the
out.
L7.
Okay.
All right, keeps it yellow.
That is
Okay, that's a bit of a mistake because that's not how the wild works. But
Oh boy.
we'll see how
Yeah,
that goes. I mean,
that's interesting.
we'll see what Voyles does here. Green skip.
Green skip. This
So
could be
interesting. Didn't
looking
choose to
potentially looking for the
switch.
switch.
Didn't choose a switch there. Interesting.
Oh
Green 2.
wow, he doesn't
All right,
have it.
so next play is probably going to be a green 4 here. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
All right, Goldie gets away with one, but bit of a scare there.
Yeah, it's hard to. Ooh.
Voyles has
Okay.
nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just green left for Goldie, this is probably gonna be.
That's another wild. Well, that's another wild. They have to say the color.
Yeah,
Blue.
the Uno still be
Ooh,
color
this
good. Okay,
this could be a bad situation
that's
for
back.
Voyles here. Blue was pretty weak before, so we'll have to see what they have.
Yeah, just needs something
That's
here and
it.
doesn't
No,
have it.
got nothing here. So that's gonna be Goldie taking this first one here. 8 minutes 10 seconds. Goldie up 1-0 early. Gotta ask Goldie here. A bit of a mistake with the wild there. Got away with it, but you had a good play with the blue there. How were you feeling throughout that match? And it felt like you were kind of in the flow. So what are your thoughts after game 1?
Oh wait, she's deafened.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that I'll just simplify the question.
I guess what I took out of that, I guess that's interesting because from what I could tell, I feel like if Voyles, based on what Voyles was doing, it seemed like there were no +4s at all that game, and yeah, that definitely showed to be more of a skill based, obviously with the 2 wilds compared to Voyles probably having 0, and not as many actions to work with. I think he just got unlucky at the end there. Goldie was able to preserve the wilds, and I think if the only way Voyles could have won that is if he forced them to be used early, but it just didn't go his way. I think he can learn from it.
I mean, I think for Voyles here, use the yellow skip as a 3-bagger here. Could have possibly saved that to get a switch to the yellow. I mean, that probably would have
Sure.
burned the second wild, but I don't think Goldie would have been able to get to the end with the blue 8. But Got the comments from Goldie here. Had a couple tricky spots, but I'm proud of how I got them out. Feel like I'm getting a bit better at figuring out how to play the number cards. All right. For Voyles here, first game back after a bit, didn't quite go the way you were hoping for. Anything you took from that first game and are looking to take into account and possibly adjust for game number 2?
Yeah, I guess the only theoretical mistake we saw there was just plus using the skip and because if he didn't, he could have changed it out. He could have changed it to switch out of the switch out of green, so which would have kept the game going. But yeah, just unfortunate. Still unfortunate though, because 2 wilds is hard to go against. Goldie could have just drew instead of used up that second wild, and then we don't know what would have happened.
Yeah. I had to notice also not much of a table check there for the second half of the game there, so kind of just playing based off the feelings there. So, well, my first game back wasn't too bad. Still early in the series, so hopefully get a quick response. All right, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of quick responses, I think it's time to get game number 2 underway. So Yoshi again can ask Voyles the good old question here, but we'll see what Voyles does here for the second game.
Yeah, just you could still pick anything you want, so feel free to stick with 7 or maybe switch it up. What's going to be for game 2? We're going to full send.
That is definitely a mix-up there.
I don't know. It's been a while since Voyles played. I don't know if he's going into uncharted territory or if he's done this before. But he's gonna try and shake the game up this time. Maybe find some more ammo to use, because he might be better at the game with more ammo.
All right, blue to the startup, so a bit of a cooler card here, but this is an interesting start here because you got a lot of cards here. You could have a possibility of a lot of ammo. Voyles is already going to start with a blue reverse here, so a bit of a run to start this game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I
Blue
think
3.
Voyles' comment after the game 1, I think was the right comment to make. It's still early, even though it's a best of 5. You could still easily come back and make it 1-1. Being down 2-0 is pretty rough, but at least there's a possibility of you still being able to get the wins. But because there are no power plays, it's not like he's at a huge disadvantage if he's down 2-0. But he definitely needs to look for this win to keep it tied.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look also that Voyles with the double up there gives him a little bit of breathing room here, a little bit of a gap to start things. Also, it could put Goldie at a bit of urgency here, but playing it cool in the blue so far, just running the numbers after that double up start here. So see if it goes.
Yeah, Goldie gets the switch in.
See how Voyles reacts to this. Red 8, do they possibly get another cross? Do we get a crossover here, or does Voyles just keep running the red?
Yeah, I think it's
Red.
Yeah, we're gonna keep the reds going. Voyles doesn't. I think Goldie seems to be more willing to switch this game for sure, and Voyles gonna try and just play it cool as long as he can. And as we see the ditto.
Double ditto.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes Goldie is in her moment where she types really fast, and yeah, she seems to be anticipating the move again. I think it seems to be an interesting idea. Not sure if that pace is gonna.
Oh my god, that's a times three combo here on the ditto.
Oh man, must be similar hands or something. Is that is an interesting. I don't know if we've seen that in a long time.
I cannot remember the last time that's happened. And
Wow.
Voyles is gonna make the +4 here. Had enough of the ditto.
Early. Not afraid to use it early, and I think that's honestly a fair call, because when you're down, you want to try something. Maybe we'll just use some ammo in the middle, in the mid pack. Just get a strong lead and see what happens.
That is that's the first +4 of the game.
Yeah, Goldie had the one to switch, but obviously with the +4, gets rid of that switch possibility. So she's just gonna use up that another one. Voyles maybe is looking to continue running down the yellows.
I have to wonder if maybe draws.
Oh.
That's interesting. Maybe I'm wondering if maybe Goldie wanted this yellow switch anyways. They might be able to run this yellow for a decently long time. But Voyles draws it. That's an interesting call. We'll have to see how that goes.
Oh well,
Goes to
okay.
blue. Ooh, throws a
Okay,
+2.
never mind. I was gonna say Voyles. I think Voyles was trying to bait the switch there. But now we're back to even after that 4-bagger.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it before. I mean, using the wild +4 early isn't always a bad idea, but there is some risks going with that, and we'll have to see how that goes for Voyles. But the yellow switch, the switch out of yellow might have been looking for may not have paid off here, but he is running the blue now.
Yeah, I mean, this is Goldie. This is what Goldie did switch into, so you'd expect her to have the advantage here, maybe close to that finishing move if she's looking for that. No, never mind. Okay, but runs out. Voyles back into the advantage after an unfortunate
Switch the green.
draw yellow, and also gets a switch into green to get down 5.
That draw could have been helpful for Voyles here. That might have been his last blue also, and he was looking for a switch, so that could have helped him. Green 9, alright. I mean, Voyles down to 4 here, just running the greens.
Yeah. Goalie gonna be patient, maybe hoping that Voyles just has to draw at some point. Not gonna get it yet. Goldie might take a bit more time to think about the move to make. She might have a few answers, but she's gonna keep it green and not do anything yet.
I mean, 530 just hit, so bit of the middle pace right now, but I mean, Voyles trying to look for a victory here to make this 1-all. That's both green 5s off the table.
Yeah, doesn't ditto it, but waits another turn to do it, which is an interesting move to make. Yeah, that puts Voyles potentially in check position, or maybe one turn before.
Wild
Wow.
red. We'll see how this goes.
I'm gonna be honest. That's risky because that's the last card, the last color we've seen. We've seen blue and yellow before. We've seen red, and I don't. When was red played? Yeah, red was played, but it's been a while since we've seen it. So Voyles might be able to run this.
Goldie said it in the chat, this is a Hail Mary here, but we'll see how wise this ends up being. It's Uno.
Okay.
We'll see what Goldie does here.
Yeah, because this could be check for Goldie for all we know.
No, it isn't. It's sticking with the red. They're gonna stick with it. Does Voyles have it? They don't.
Oh. Had 2 numbers and not after that +4. Must have had just a rough hand in general. Is Goldie could be in Goldie's in the advantage position now, and
that's Uno now. Might be able to run red to the finish here. We'll see what Voyles does. Draws. Table check. Goldie runs out here.
Okay.
I do want to mention this also. I mean, Goldie with a bit of a risky switch to red. I mean, when Voyles had Uno, I think they did the right thing. I think they had to stick with the red. They had to stick with the commitment. Does pay off here. I don't think if you're gonna make a risk like that, you can be wishy-washy. You gotta be committed to it. So Goldie stays committed to the red. Does work out to keep the game going, but now they're in a bit of a draw city here.
Yeah, I guess Yeah, that was interesting because they both got to Uno, but just at different times, and neither of them had it, which is kind of an interesting dynamic. But we could be in a big draw city. No, we're
Switch
not.
the
We're going
yellow.
to the yellow.
Goldie does have yellow here. I mean, with these draws, I don't know if we're getting these draws all in one color here, so there could be a few switches here, or maybe someone just got all yellow here. Okay, Voyles does the
Wait a
+2
minute.
here. I think I think with how low these cards are, he has to close it. He does. So down to 2.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair play there. Yeah, I was gonna
+4.
say though, we haven't seen +4s. It was gonna come eventually, or we haven't seen one in a while. I mean, we haven't seen one in a while.
Yeah, Goldie draws the +4 there to throw Voyles out of the potential Uno, but we'll see what Voyles draws. Just does the green 6. I mean, we've seen draws after the +4, but we'll see if Goldie can keep running green or if that was just more of a defensive move. Green reverse. If they have a play here, that this will be Uno. It's Uno. Green 7.
Man, okay. So check for Goldie, and interesting how she checked the table there. So Voyles.
Clean play. This is a 4 or a 6.
Yeah, I don't, unless it's somehow an ammo card.
Because the green 5 was already played a while ago, so okay, well, 3,
green
not
3. So
not
let's
quite.
see if that's game.
No, it isn't.
Okay. I had a feeling. Once again, close. After switching to the color she was looking for, but just has that one card missing.
Back to 7
now
here.
now it's hard to predict what happens from this point. Goldie could get back to Uno with a lucky draw, but I think if the draw was lucky, it would probably just be a number efficiency or just the same color.
Waiting on Goldie's play here. Yeah, I mean, if Goldie gets it's at Uno here with a switch, I have to wonder if that could have been the last card, and Voyles made a good block there, but we'll see what Goldie does here.
Yeah, at this point, they're both just looking to finish. I feel like they likely ran out of what their plan A was.
Blue 7.
Okay.
Goes with the blue 9.
And Goldie.
That's Uno.
Yeah.
Voyles misses the call out there, but Goldie just draws.
Away that was a sneak attack, but it wasn't to finish the game. So that was okay.
That was something. Voyles draws.
Oh man.
Yeah, that could have been an opportunity for Voyles to throw 3 more down there, but doesn't quite catch it.
Matter. It didn't matter, but he has to be aware of that next time if that ever happens.
Yeah, just hit 11 minutes, so going longer than game 1. Oh, gets the +4 bail. +4 bail. Well, they forgot the P. They gotta put the P.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is a big move for sure, and I think this is check unless they got one of their last 2 cards are one
down
of
the 2.
Cards, a skip or reverse or +2. And
this could be a bailout for the win, but it could also just be for Uno.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it is. It's gonna be interesting. So yeah, Uno with the yellow 5.
That's the third +4. There's only 1 left in the deck. Yellow skip here. I don't think this is going to be a finish here from Goldie, but this is going to be just a decision on what they decide to do here. Just keeps it yellow. Does Voyles get it here as we hit 12 minutes?
Yeah, that would be a clutch.
He does. Got it.
Clutch +4. Yeah, you wouldn't. It's hard to predict what Voyles' last card would be, and I think unfortunately for Goldie, just couldn't. Maybe she wanted the switch and just didn't have it, or she predicted that it wouldn't have been yellow, which either way is a fair move to make. Just with the 2 yellows, Voyles got the +4 bail basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a back and forth for most of it, but the +4 bail is going to end it there. Goldie didn't have much to switch the color there, but I mean, Voyles gets the win. It's 1-1 now. Yeah, I mean, Voyles big win to make it 1-1 here. You're back in this. Next two games though, you won't have the choice of cards. So how are you feeling going into those ones after taking the victory here to make it 1-1?
Yeah, I think after this game we can definitely confirm that we got a series, and this could definitely go either way. If it was 2-0, I think Voyles would have had to make a lot of adjustments to get it back, but now it's anyone's game.
All right, let's read this out here. Well, I think it doesn't change the strategy for me because I'm reminding myself that it's back to 0-0 in regards to not having the advantage. Fair enough. I mean, throwing over the Goldie here. Bit of longer than it was game one. Was pretty back and forth until Voyles got that bailout +4. You do have home field now, so what's the thought process going into that, knowing this upcoming game 3 is a pretty crucial one? Ken just typing a bit, but that was 12:04 for that game. So bit of longer series, bit of a longer matches than we've seen in some of these games this round so far. So we could be in for a long one. I think I'm starting to understand other strategy pieces of the game now, which is helpful. I'm starting to get a sense of sorts of games I'd like to play, so hopefully taking advantage of that today. All right. With that said, I think we're ready to start game 3 here. Of course, the possession arrow is going to change here, so Goldie will have the decision. The arrow is a little hard to see, so we apologize for that, but it is Goldie's possession. So Goldie's going to start with 12, though, so going to go down a bit.
She wouldn't have been able to pick 7, and yeah, I mean she probably wanted to go different from 7 anyway. So basically going in between games 1 and 2, this is really going to test who's going to get the advantage, and because it's with this card start, it's hard to really predict who wins it.
Yeah, Goldie's just going to start game 1 ready. There we go. I might make a quick change to Goldie's background to make this a little more visible. Yeah, there we go. Alright, just gonna make it gray. But I don't think we could change the arrow. Yeah, just gonna make it the background change a little bit just so it's a bit easier to see.
Yeah, Voyles likes these ammo beginnings here.
Big run here.
Okay, this is even more than what we've seen at all. Oh my god, +6? That's okay, that's comeback territory.
That is probably comeback territory. Once this is done, Yoshi, you can check the table.
Yeah, this is wow. Voyles is really testing Goldie now. If she can handle this many cards.
Yeah, Voyles is coming out swinging here.
Oh my god, there's no way. If this is what I think it is, there's no way.
I don't think this is a run to the end on 12, but 23.
Yeah, it's used up. We're currently on 5, and Voyles is looking for 6. Okay, a 6-bagger gets rid of half his cards in the first turn. Wow.
Yeah, that's it. Wait, what? Blue won right away. Okay, that was a little quicker than I was thinking they'd do it, but
okay.
Once the blue 5 throws a +2, and now they're throwing their own ammo here.
That's why.
All right, throws 6 back. Voyles, I think, back to the beginning.
Yeah, this is gonna go a little bit longer than Voyles would have liked here. Yeah, for sure, and
well,
we'll see.
Did
he get more? Yeah, he probably got more off that and also saved some, and this is gonna be interesting now.
Okay, just doubles up.
Okay, just a double play though.
I think that puts Voyles down to 9, I believe.
Yeah, it's hard. It's kind of hard to remember, but you're better at counting cards than me.
Yeah, I mean, I have the game up on my PC for the stream, of course, and I also have it on my phone. That's really where I'm looking back at these different plays here, which is a little bit, um, which for the stream doesn't quite get to see the replays, but probably will show that post game if need be. But Voyles running the red right now. I will say, I mean, Goldie wants the +2s thrown down there, but I think that was an interesting early switch to blue. We'll see how that goes. Another one's thrown down here on the red. And Voyles goes back to green.
Yeah, he does
Voyles,
go back to green.
Voyles had both green ones here, but I think that green one was drawn and not was not part of the initial cards. So
yeah, I think Goldie, you know, she's probably just gonna look for when for Voyles being forced to draw, because that's when you start catching up. That's when you start catching up. Voyles is not gonna have it as he goes for the green reverse, potentially for a switch. No, just a double play.
this is a lot of ammo from Voyles here. I have to wonder what he has for his ending, but a lot of early ammo here. This could be a warning shot, but this also could be an early use of ammo, which we'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I think Goldie's anticipating the draw in hopes that this is their chance to catch up here. But yeah, that could just be a warning shot, like you said. Wow, Voyles does have another green.
Yeah. Both these players going with the 7-8-9, so a bit of counting here. We'll see what Goldie responds with.
Yeah.
15 to 4 here. I mean, you have to wonder, you have to think Goldie has some cards here to try and stall this, but throws the 7 down. Really just about Goldie is how wise they use these cards if they do have it. Switch back to blue, Voyles down to 3.
That could be an important switch there. I think Goldie might need to think about what she can do. It's either a bait or he really needs this blue to finish it off, and now Goldie has to think about potentially switching the color.
Goldie did use one of the blue +2s earlier, so only going to be one left, so they could have that, but it also could be just playing it patient here. It really just depends on what they have and how they want to use it, but can't really get too antsy here. Got to make sure you're thinking through this.
Yeah. I think being patient is also not a bad idea either. If you don't want to use up your ammo right now, just try and maybe take a bit more of a risk, but it'll pay off better in the end. I think you could also do that, but no harm, no foul in going for just a simple ammo play. But yeah, Goldie gonna be patient.
There it is. We'll see what Voyles has here to go, if he could go down to 2 or if he's gonna have to draw. Gonna go down to 2. This has been
Yeah, Voyles has been doing pretty well getting down despite Goldie having a lot more cards than him.
This has been a great game for Voyles so far here. Looking for Uno here, or does he have to draw? He's going to have to draw here. That's his first draw, so this could be a bit of a difficult spot for Voyles here now. It's going to have to see what he could do here. Blue 4. Goldie's just going to keep running blue.
Blue is good, but if you don't have the finish, and now Goldie has all opportunities to make big moves.
Gets the wild off the draw.
That could have been off the draw.
I would think it is, but yellow skip, yellow reverse. Is Goldie going to get the switch here, or is Goldie going to keep it yellow? I would think.
I think Goldie, this is her opportunity to use some ammo, knowing that Voyles just revealed some information on his hand, so she's definitely going to try and use that. I mean, she doesn't even need. I don't even think she needs to give him cards, but she could. Wow. Okay.
No bit of an artificial closer there, but we'll see what Voyles does here, although that could have been a bit revealing, and he's going to have to draw, yeah. That is a bit of a difficult situation for Voyles here. He's going to have to figure a way out of this.
Okay. Yeah.
Gets the switch. And the crossover from Goldie, we've seen that a few times.
Yeah, Goldie prepared for that. That was smart there. And
runs out.
Another draw.
Goldie keeps it going on blue though, and the gap has suddenly gotten significantly closer.
Maybe Voyles might need to look for some what's it called, some top deck heaven, but now it's back. Now it's 4-4.
difficult spot for Voyles to be here. Gets another switch to yellow.
You know, now comes the question: was Goldie waiting for it? Was Goldie waiting for that switch?
I would think so, yeah.
She might have.
We'll see what Voyles has on the yellow here. This is the real. This is where we really see what he's got.
Yeah.
+2.
Good.
All right.
I think I definitely needed that because you never know what Goldie had left. Yeah, we'll see where this goes. It does get to the Uno. So the
Ditto challenges it.
Ditto?
Challenges it.
That's interesting. Okay, it works though.
The challenge goes well for Goldie.
Yeah, Goldie was kind of out of options, but still keeps the game alive, and
It's off the draw.
Let's get back to Uno. Now we know at this point it's on the number.
Yeah, Voyles is looking for the switch here. So this is really just about the number.
Goldie could take a risk and switch it if it benefits her.
Yellow 8.
No, she's not going to do that. Fair play. If it's the 8,
I think the 8's a good play here. Yeah, we've seen a lot of the 8s, so I think the 8 was a good one. And they are correct in that. So there's going to be a double draw now.
All right. Yeah, that was intense for sure, and Voyles could have easily lost there. But I guess from all the cards that Goldie had, there wasn't anything super strong, and Goldie did well to get close to the end for sure. But now they're both going to draw back, so it kind of neutralized this game, and we're going to go back to square one. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the better draws at this point, because we've seen a few ammo, not a whole lot of wilds, or even not a whole lot of wilds or +4s. So I feel like when that starts coming around, we're going to see how they're going to use it. I mean, I could be walking into this if Voyles plays a wild or +4 here.
That's a +4. That's another +4 bail for Voyles here.
Yeah, I don't think this is probably just for getting out of that yellow. I don't think this is going to be a big run. He's only down to 4 cards, so we'll see if this switching to blue is going to help him. Okay. Triple play potentially, or maybe even more.
I mean, with this low amount of cards, yeah, I feel like you gotta close it if you have the +4 bail. 2. Okay, so Voyles looking for Uno here, or maybe even just has the game here.
Okay, that's big. Does Voyles have the
10-30 hit? Oh man.
Oh, did he get he got a bailout +4 again, and this time this could be for the finish, but it's
no, it's not. Gets so close, but doesn't quite get it. We'll see how that works out. Goldie's up to 10, so.
Now, I mean, that's only bad because with your last card left, it can give away, that run alone could give away what you have left. So, Goldie can use that. Advantage.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I think you could have definitely waited that out a bit, but all right, Goldie's gonna throw a bit of +4 back. Keeps the color red though.
Okay, now we're using all the +4s.
That's
either I don't know how many are left, but here's the switch
reverse,
out of
yellow
red.
Reverse, yellow 3. Okay, I think they just wanted to make sure they didn't get they didn't have the switch there and then just gets hit with a double up. Voyles with the yellow one. I don't know about that move, to be honest. We'll see how it works out. I think you could have saved the +4 a bit longer, but could work out for Goldie here, throwing in a few extra cards here to possibly scramble the deck for Voyles even more.
Yeah, I think I think Goldie was probably thinking wants
wild red. All right, wants it back to red.
That's actually a good move because Goldie did switch out of it.
This could be a draw for Goldie.
Yeah. This is a good way to isolate Goldie out here.
Which I think is what Voyles needs, and he's going to get it.
Okay. I mean, I don't think this is what I think it is. He's probably just going to play a card. Yeah, okay.
I have to wonder if this could even be the finish for Voyles here because he drew on this last time, and I'm not sure if the card he had left has been played, but we'll have to see how it goes. He is running the red a bit. We'll see what Goldie does.
Oh
Early
no.
play there.
Yeah, if Goldie has the number efficiency, that's gonna be
Nothing.
okay.
All right,
Well, might as well play it now.
there it is. Yeah, down to 2. We'll see if Goldie gets a switch off the 3 here, or if they just keep
Yeah, I
drawing.
think now for Goldie, the big question is how many reds does he have left? If maybe because we've seen it before.
Gets a switch here. We'll
Ooh.
see how this goes. Blue was a bit weak before, but we'll see if Voyles gets Uno.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's a bad move. At the end of the day, it is risky though.
That's a clean
Okay,
play.
either
That's
the wrong number or the wrong color.
I think actually I don't know. It could be a green 3, but it also could just be a different number. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not quite sure. Neither of those are near each other on the board.
Hold
Plus
on.
4.
Okay, that's the last +4.
No more plus 4s left. Goldie having none of it. We'll see what Voyles does here, but.
Yeah, I think that was smart in the sense that yeah, she did have the number efficiency to switch into green, but green has not been played very long, so that's fair to +4 to make sure he doesn't win.
Switch to
Voyles
blue.
back to blue.
This could be bad for Goldie.
Okay.
3 to 3.
Yeah, they're both at 3. We're getting into a skill-based game at this point. With all the +4s gone, there's probably like 1 wild left.
I could do
this
the
is gonna be
check here.
interesting.
I could do a check here. 1 wild, a bunch of +4s. 2, 3. Yeah, I think there's only 1 wild left.
Okay.
Yep, 1 wild.
So yeah,
Goldie
let's see what the
draws.
switch into blue does for Voyles. I think if he draws,
+2.
oh my goodness.
Let's see if this is. No, he leaves it open.
Oh my.
Leaves it open.
Okay.
Well, I was late on the yard, but
Gets okay.
sort
Gets
of.
away with it in a sense, but Goldie might have the chance to switch now after that +2 potentially.
That's the last wild.
Oh.
Speaking of which,
Uses up the last wild. My goodness.
what's the draw for Voyles here?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think Voyles is probably
Nothing.
No. Oh boy.
This is a tough situation to be in if Goldie has yellow to the end, because you really have to find a switch quickly if that's the case. But no more wilds, no more wilds of any kind here. This is straight up with maybe a few skips and reverses in the process.
Okay. Yellow 5. Now it's just on the number efficiency if Voyles can find it. Because he might be stuck on 1 or 2 colors right now, and it's not the colors that Goldie has from the looks of it here.
Yellow 6, Goldie looking for Uno. That's Uno.
Oh man.
This is decision time for Voyles here. This could be a got nothing situation, or it could be something where he has an opportunity. He draws, and Goldie draws as well, so cannot get the finish there. Was 1 short again. We have seen that a lot this series.
Oh my
Another
goodness.
draw.
I mean, there's not going to be any huge bailouts at this point. It's just, I don't know. They just got to hope that what I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking here, once they just need the right color to finish it, or the right number efficiency. That's all I can really hope for. Maybe there's some ammo left. But a lot of +2s have been thrown out already. Probably not a lot left, and yeah, we're definitely in the skill base of this game right now. This is a long series for sure, and this is the longest game so far.
If you're just tuning in right now, you have tuned into a good one here. It is 1-1 all here. All the +4s and wilds are off the deck. We are running basically just numbers and maybe a few skips and reverses along the way as well. But really good match we have here so far as the first D2 streamed match of the June Gelato. Number 4, Daniel Voyles going up against number 5, Goldie. Voyles throws down at +2 here. We'll see if he gets to switch or if it's a draw. This would be his second ard if he does do that. He does do it again.
At this point, it's not even that bad anymore because so many +2s have been used.
Yeah, I mean, we're really running low on the +2s.
I guess, Yeah. Oh, yeah. And for those tuning in, if Goldie does get this win, will be a 23 card comeback, which is definitely crazy to say, considering now they're very even in cards. Now that we've got this far, and wow, they're
8-8.
both at back up to 8.
Yellow
That's hard to
0.
switch out of. But I feel like I haven't seen a lot of zeros,
There
so
has
Goldie
not.
might have
There's
it.
not been a lot of zeros. Guess the zero.
Yeah.
I actually think it's the last zero because I do remember the green zero was played before. Green zero was played before.
Yeah.
If the blue zero hasn't played, that car's power has just gone up like by 10 times.
Red 9.
Let's take a look here. Blue zero has been played. There's no more zeros left, so
Okay. Yeah, this is just straight up. Whatever happens, happens now. We'll see
Yep.
how now it's just like, do they have the right color and the right switches? This is where the switches become more important than ever.
yeah, only 17 cards left in the deck. If that hits zero, then we are going to get a reshuffle here, and the game's basically going to have
Okay.
a restart with
Potentially a big
the
switch.
cards. But got a ditto here. 4
4
all.
4 4. And they both have 4 cards.
Green 5. This is a scary situation, but I think we're really running out of opportunities for runs here, so I think this is just going to be single card plays here until we get a possible reshuffle. So this is a tense situation for both players here. They're even. Voyles is the
Oh,
first to
boy.
draw. Goldie goes down to 2.
Yeah, Voyles. I don't know.
Draw. That's Uno.
Oh, boy.
Does Goldie have the finish here? And what does Voyles do here? We have seen a lot of 3s, so I'm not sure if the switch is going to happen to draw. Goldie gets the switch on the number efficiency.
Oh.
Wow, on the blue 3, and that's going to be 2-1. That was a great match. Goldie gets the finish here, and just as I said before, I mean, you have to get the number efficiency there. Voyles didn't have anything on green, and Goldie was able to close that out, so had something like that earlier, but missed one of the cards. Well, that's not good, but Goldie goes up 2-1 here. Very long match, 19 minutes, 24 seconds, but gets the job done. Good match for Goldie. Voyles gets close, but can't quite finish it out. That's also a 23-card comeback. So, yeah, I mean, talking about it, I mean, Goldie, you got thrown down very early on, 23 cards essentially to start out, but was able to bring it back. How are you feeling after that one? That was quite the endurance-based battle.
Yeah, huge. The unfortunate thing for Voyles is that once I switch into green, I guess that switch into green was the unfortunate switch. He was probably fair why he did it, because he probably ran out of red just when Goldie did, and I mean at that point with the numbers it's hard to really predict what's left in each other's hands. So I mean, just had the unfortunate switch. That's it. I mean, you both put up a great fight that game, though. It's not even over. We still have 1 to 2 games left.
Yeah, Voyles down 2-1 here. That was a long match. I think that match really had to start with the tempo of the early plus 12 there from Voyles. What was the thought process with that move? It didn't seem to pay off, but I mean, this was quite the fight. But what are you taking the game 4 here to try to force this into a game 5 situation?
Yeah, the way this is looking, I feel like it would make sense if it goes to 5. But I mean, Goldie with the resilience of coming back from 23, that could mean something there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a series that could go to 5, but Voyles is going to have to get the job done first in game 4 if we're going to see that. So. Voyles just typing up his message before we get ready for game number 4 here. But yeah, long match there. Again, 25 minutes is really what we look for in terms of super long games, but that was a long battle. I think you need to stay alert for the color changes, try to figure out what card to play. All right. Quick comment here, trying to stay focused here to get this one back. He needs two straight victories here to get the series win. But game 4 is going to start here. Goldie can't pick 12, I believe. So Yoshi, take it away with the call.
Yeah, Goldie's typing it up. What are you gonna do for game 4?
11 goes 1 down.
All right. So Goldie looking to get it to 3-1. Gonna looking to get 3 wins on the board and face Ryan Reed, which would be quite the interesting matchup if it gets there. And Goldie, whoever wins this actually will have the home stand in that, which I don't think they think about too much, but it is important to note. Green skipped a star. We're back to the ammo starts.
Yeah, I mean, another ammo start here, but I mean, you mentioned it before. I mean, I think for home field, it really comes down to whether or not it goes to the final game, which in this case, the next round, it'd be best of 7. So really, when it comes down to the last game, I think that's when it's really important because you do determine what the potential flow of the game is going to be. So Goldie starts with the green 4, so we've seen a lot of 4s, but Voyles starts down the 0 early here, so might want to keep it green, but also could be looking for something else.
All right, yeah, green 0 to start it. I mean, that can mean a few things, but it's an interesting move to make. It does get Goldie thinking, given that that's the only green 0 in the deck. Ooh.
All right, draws.
Okay.
All right, not much on green.
Early, which...
Not much on green from either side.
Goodness.
This is
Where have we seen this before?
Yeah, this is a tough number to switch out on also, so we could see a few draws here unless we get some greens.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. I think we've seen this exact situation in a previous game, and I forgot which game it was. I think it was might have been the first game, actually. Yeah, I think it was the first game. They were both drawing on green early, and that doesn't speak good for Voyles because Goldie did win that game in the end. I think Voyles, given that he's down, he might and can't afford to lose this another game. Probably just needs to look for better luck at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think for this, I mean, it's just get rid of the greens and it goes out. I mean, I was about to say I don't think we could fully rule out the possibility of either of them holding a green because you could have the ammo, but Goldie does the triple to switch it back into red, and we'll also take the lead with that one.
Yeah, just gets out of the green as soon as possible, and Voyle's gonna do a potential. This could be a 1-2 punch if it's a double play, but if it hits, it's a stack again. No, okay, just a 1-2 punch. I think that's the right move.
That does leave it essentially tied with Voyles having possession arrow, but Goldie's gonna run the red. We'll see what Voyles does with this.
Yeah, it could be a sign that he doesn't have any. He might not have any reds
Switches.
left, and that's an interesting switch to make. We've seen a few times where Goldie has an answer to the switch, but she's gonna keep it the same color this time.
I think that's a fine play here. I don't think you need to risk the switch early, especially if you don't have much on the red yourself. You don't know if Voyles was maybe holding on to something to take account for a potential switch, but they're going to just run the yellow right now.
Yeah, it gives them a chance to run it down after drawing early, and I think you would expect them to have a good amount of yellows here.
Yellow 8. I mean, stream has been going for about an hour now, so usually longer than what you expect from D2 games, but this has been a long one. We get a wild.
That's a test for sure, because that's what Voyles switched out of.
Well, Voyles has to skip. He might have accounted for the switch here.
Yeah, I mean,
gets the color switch here. That's a good block. Good hold on the red skip.
I think it's just a clean switch. I wouldn't expect more of a run unless he... Yeah, there you go.
Goes to the blue. We'll see what Goldie has to respond. Just the blue 3 goes 1 up.
Yeah, I think Goldie can be okay with this because blue has not been played yet. That's Pandora's box as well. So anything can happen now with this color. But Voyles does get a bit of a a bit more of a lead gap with that triple play, though, which is going to be interesting to see how Goldie responds.
Blue 7 here, keeps running the blue. We'll see what Goldie does. We've seen a few switches here and there. There's another 0.
Ooh.
That's 2 of them now, I think.
Might have held off on
Blue
using
3.
that 0 early on.
Just keeping it blue.
Blue 3, which again he could have chose to ditto there, but he didn't.
Blue 1.
Okay.
Does Voyles keep running the blue? Yeah, keeps running it.
They're both wow.
Blue reverse. We might get a switch here. Goes through.
Oh,
Switch the
there it
red.
is.
Another switch the red here. We'll see what Voyles does.
You had to expect that.
Draws. Runs out.
Wow.
Or doesn't run out. Doesn't have the red.
That was a good move too, because with Voyles keeping it blue.
Oh, that's it. Wow. Goldie's going to take it 3-1 here. That's a move to block it on the red and then ends it. And also ends it on a wild here. So had the cards to keep it going, was fine with the blue run, and pounced when they needed to. And Voyles, unfortunately, kind of didn't have anything to combat it. So Goldie's going to win this one 3-1. Moves on to the next round. Keeps the momentum going. For Voyles, tough return here, but still played well throughout. That was the shortest game of the match, though, only 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6:08 on the official timer. But yeah, difficult loss for Voyles. They still played well. Going to be in a precarious spot for tournament 4 here because he's going to have to get another win to at least ensure his season can stay alive. But good showing here overall. Voyles does leave the call here. I mean, we'll probably get post game after, but I mean, for Goldie, I mean, this was definitely definitely a big test for you going into this. How are you feeling after a big win here, and what are you hoping for with this run now that you've gone through the round 32?
And then also just a few thoughts on your next opponent, given that he did beat Steven, who is the #1 seed in this tournament.
I believe this is also going to be the first time Goldie's going to be using power play in a tournament setting, so we'll see how that goes. But
I think that same for Ryan Reed too.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what happens when we have the added power play to the round 16. That's going to be a lot of people who are going to be going through with that for the first time. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Also, my biggest goal is to stake my place with the bigger players. I'm very happy that I'm making a bigger name for myself. Yeah, definitely big win here. Probably the biggest win so far for Goldie's season. So definitely leaving their mark here. They are typing a little more, so we'll see what they got. Yeah, Voyles is a formidable opponent, and I'm very excited to see what is coming next against Ryan Reed.
Wait. Oh, never mind.
No. Yeah, Ryan Reed. That is correct. Yeah, definitely. Again, we don't quite have the bracket, but we'll just keep it here for now. Big win for Goldie. They're going to move on to the next round. They're going to go up against Ryan Reed in the AMARENA region. Technically an upset by seed, but not really. It's 4-5. I mean, for Voyles, I think this was a overall very well played match. Yoshi, any thoughts about how the match went before we wrap the stream up?
Yeah, I think both had some good strategies overall, but Voyles, I think there were some things he can improve on at the end of the day. Maybe, like at least in game 4, he did have more of an answer going into the skips and everything, going when the switch was into red. So that was good. He definitely learned from his mistakes, but still, then he was left with no answer at the end. Maybe here he just didn't have any ammo to respond anyway. Yeah, it's hard to. I do think Voyles probably had some things he could have done better with, maybe saving up some ammo, because he did like to use it early, but sometimes because he did like to use it early, and I feel like in most cases it didn't go well for him, especially in game 3 where he could have potentially saved it, and instead of he could have saved that big +2 chain for a potential finisher, and he wanted to use it at the very beginning, which sometimes works, but Goldie. But after that win, but after Goldie winning, I feel like that just that set the story that he was going to be in trouble going into these next two and going into this next game, because if you win off of the big amount of cards, I think that's showing you know what you're doing, and your momentum's only getting better. So Voyles, I think probably I feel like he isn't usually that um aggressive. So maybe he was just trying something new, but I guess if he can learn from this series, he could definitely come back. I feel like he's got the skills to do it, but feel like Goldie played a better game overall, and that's why she ended up winning this. And Goldie, I think it was hard to tell where she was at after T2. Losing to Tapir, everyone loses to Tapir, so it was hard to tell if she was able to turn it up like this. But I think from my point of view, she definitely improved from the last time I saw her. At least in the last tournament. In the last tournament, I saw her, not in the last match. I think the last match was just. I think she's got some better hands, and was again hard to read. But I think for this match, this definitely showed that she's got some skills that honestly some of us may not have expected, and here she is, getting a win on Voyles, which I don't think is it's definitely not easy. So now she's got to face Ryan Reed, who, like Goldie, has turned it up, but even more so because that is Ryan's first, um, probably first huge win, and before this he was 0-2. Goldie was 2-2 coming in, and now she's got another win. So if she beats Ryan, which I think now it's looking to be a statement win, because Ryan did beat Steven, which is huge. So that's going to be a really good matchup, given the way they both have played in their respective matches. I think they're both going to put on a show, and with the power play, that's going to only make things more exciting. So good stuff from Goldie, really. I think this is a good chance for her to make a run, especially with Steven out of the way. If she can get past Ryan, she could make a huge run, and that's what she's looking for, to potentially move her higher up the rankings, and maybe doesn't want to go in the LCQ. Maybe wants to get that secure spot, and this is a good chance for her to do it for sure.
Definitely, I mean, a lot of these players definitely want that secured spot. You don't know what's going to happen in the LCQ. It is the first time we are having something like this in the league, so it's going to be a bit of a chaotic thing. I mean, if you're in a spot where you're like very low on the wins, you definitely want to get those wins so you're at least in it. But I mean, if you're in that middle of the pack, I think you want a lot of those wins to make sure you're out of it. So definitely going to be interesting to see how that goes. Anyways, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching. It depends on a few things, but we might have one more stream match for this round. If not, we will see you for the round of 16. Just depends on a few different things. But on behalf of my co-commentator Yoshi, we thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next time for the next match of the MRE UNO D2 June Gelato. Have a good night, everybody.